Hi, I'm James Le Sueur, Professor of History at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. It's August 23rd, 2011, the day that the rebels have entered the compound of Muammar Gaddafi in Tripoli. It's a big day. It's a big day in history. And if you think about it, having been in power since 1969, since man landed on the moon, it's a big day for democracy, and it's a big day for political freedom. The broader question is, what happens to these dictators and how do they get to this position of holding on to power for too long? I tend to think that this has to do with the concept that I like to think about as post-colonial time disorder, which essentially says that dictators can't think outside the framework that brought them to power. In the 1950s and 1960s, through the era of decolonization, that framework was conditioned by the emerging policies of a nation state and the desire for nations to hold on to sovereignty and to unity through a strong-willed authoritarian type of leadership. That leadership no longer works. It's clear that the broader pushes for change that have occurred since the beginning of the Arab Spring this year have taught us that the people and the population can no longer accept a dictator who's going to stay in power simply because he believes he represents the national will. Those days are clearly over, from Syria to Egypt to Libya to Tunis and so on. We've seen the populations rise up against those authoritarian leaders who simply refuse to move out from the post-colonial syndrome and into the modern era, which embraces democratization and political reform. The effects of that stagnation, the effects of the refusal to listen to the population calling for change, leads us to people like Gaddafi, who simply refuse to see the nation outside of himself. Muammar Gaddafi will stand forever as a symbol of egoism, of national pride in some cases, but also as a problem that one must analyze and simply overcome. The Arab Spring now turns to fall, and all we can do now is wait.